Education is the most powerful force that can change the course of an entire life and also create an everlasting impact on the world. And behind the great institutions that shape lives of thousands of students is leadership that works relentlessly to turn that vision into a reality. And today we have with us someone who has been working tirelessly day and night to make that happen. Welcome to VCAST, a space where we talk about students, college life, and the future of education. I'm Nirmit Jain, a B.Tech third year student at VIT Vellore, studying computer science and engineering. And it is my absolute privilege to welcome the Vice President of Vellore Institute of Technology, Dr. Sekar Viswanathan, sir. Welcome to VCAST, sir.
Oh, it's my pleasure to be here.
For the podcast, the first question that I have is VIT has consistently been the leading university, not just in India, but in the globe as well. According to you, what does VIT do it different that it stands out among so many other universities, not just in India, but on a global level?
I think I can highlight 5 points. One is our academic flexibility. We give a lot of freedom for students to choose their majors and minors, and a lot of combination possible, and students can pick their course timings and faculty. So the academic rigor and the flexibility is number one highlight. Number two highlight is the research culture we have in VIT. We have one of the biggest PhD programs in the country. Just in our Vellore campus, there are 4,500 research scholars getting fellowship. And apart from our postgraduate students doing research projects, we also have undergraduate students getting involved in research projects. So that's the kind of research culture at VIT. The number three highlight I would make is about our placements. So we have over 1,000 companies visiting our campus every year, and a lot of blue chip companies, the GCCs, the service companies, the core companies visiting. So that has become one of the biggest highlights of VIT. And the fourth highlight I would talk about is the global exposure. We have students from more than 50 countries studying on campus. And not only that, we have more than 500 agreements all over the world with many universities. So, this gives a great opportunity for our students to get global exposure. And the last highlight I would make is the importance we give for innovation and entrepreneurship at VIT. We have excellent initiatives which encourage students to form their own companies, the startups, and eventually into companies. So we encourage patents, etc. So these are the five highlights I would mention about VIT.
So, as you mentioned, that VIT has a lot of exposure in terms of research and a lot of industry exposure as well. So, my next question is from the perspective of a student itself. Sir, VIT provides us a lot of flexibility, as you said, a lot of opportunities, and I should say incredible opportunities, be it research opportunities, industry exposure, international programs, or clubs and chapters. But, sir, often I see that a lot of students are not making full use of all these opportunities. So, from your perspective, how can we students make full of all these opportunities that we are provided with?
So VIT is well known for its clubs and chapters, the so-called co-curricular and
Yes, sir.
extracurricular activities. We have more than 150 of those clubs and chapters, and each chapter and club is provided with a fund and a faculty member, and many cases space needed. So I would like to highlight a few of them and tell you how students can use
Yes,
them.
sir.
For example, we have the usual the dramatics, music clubs, but we also have co-curricular clubs. Like for example, the drone teams. We have 4 or 5
Yes,
drone
sir.
teams. We have this mini Baja car teams, the Formula racing team, the aero design team. So these teams work, through the nights, through the weekends. We have specific dedicated spaces for them, and we allot funds for them to compete internationally. In fact, VIT students have done wonderfully well, where they have gone to places like US and won competitions. There is rover competition,
Yes,
etc.
sir.
So all this is available to students. Usually, I give an example. VIT is like river Ganga.
Yes, sir.
You go there with a teaspoon and take water, or you can take a bucket and take water, or you can bring a big water tank and then pump water out.
Yes, sir.
It's up to you. The hints I can give you, tips, is that students have to make time for it. Everybody has the same 24 hours. But, I understand the academic pressure. But then, there are, for example, every Wednesday morning, there are 2 hours dedicated, which we call as intramural
Yes, sir.
hours.
Yes, sir.
And then the weekends, evenings, majority of the VITians stay on campus. So it becomes easier for them to avoid the commute time and then participate in the activities. And it also helps build a network in a
Yes, sir.
good social life. So when such opportunities are presented, I'm sure students, if they can make time for it, and especially as a group, when your friends and you join together, it becomes easier.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There's one more point which I wanted to mention, which you talked about, hackathons. So at VIT now we are introducing hackathon as an assessment tool. We call it the WINNER program, VIT Innovation in Education and Research, WINNER, WINNER. So in which students, instead of taking the conventional exams, they'll start doing hackathons. So we will remove the continuous assessment exam and introduce hackathons. And the hackathons will be problems given by the industry. And the students get to form teams, solve the problems in a given limited time, and the solutions will be judged by industry experts. It's already happening in a big way, but we want to make it as part of the academic system. So when you make it part of the academic system, every student gets the opportunity to participate in the hackathons. And the last point which I wanted to mention about the opportunity available as an undergrad student is we are pushing UG research.
Yeah.
We call it Student Undergraduate Research Experience Program, in which students are strongly encouraged to publish papers or do projects as part of their UG coursework itself. So these are some of the opportunities which students can use to enrich themselves.
So my next question also comes from the perspective of a student itself, and I think a lot of students from my batch or in general will relate and understand what I'm trying to say. So in the current times, with the technology evolving at such a rapid pace, students often struggle to stay up with what's happening in the trend and in the market. So how can we students stay up with what's happening in the industry and align with what's happening and do not go out of the trend?
One is to join professional networks, for example, LinkedIn.
Yes, sir.
So every student should be on a professional network like LinkedIn and make sure you spread your network with professionals in your field and watch their writings. Many of the professionals, they post some of the trends and their opinions on their trends. So that's one of the major way of keeping in touch. And the other is some of the professional websites, the industry websites. There are websites available which can give you the latest trends happening in the industry. We are also having a lot of industry experts visiting the campus for guest lectures, and we have appointed many POPs, professors of practice, where they come and teach one module of the curriculum to the students. So it's better that students develop a connection with such experts when they visit campus. The other option is alumni network. We have a huge alumni network in major countries of the world, and they'll be happy to connect with the current students, the juniors, and mentor them and make sure you are up to date with what's going on in the industry. So it's very important that the students stay abreast, but you have to be very careful of believing everything on social media
Yes, sir.
also. A lot of junk floats in the social
Yes, sir.
media. You need to be able to discern between what's factually correct and what's a rumor. So you need to do a fact check before you start believing in what's coming on your WhatsApp.
So as you're talking about the trends and happenings, artificial intelligence is the talk of the town. So over here, artificial intelligence has transformed every sector that we know of. From where you stand, how do you see AI transforming the education sector?
AI, rather than calling it as artificial intelligence, I would call it as augmented intelligence. So this AI is going to change the education sector also. It's not going to be just an incremental change, it's going to be a transformative force where how we teach, how we learn, how we assess, everything is going to change. So one of the immediate future is about personalized learning, where an individual's pace, the content, the assessment is going to be individualized for each and every student. And we are also looking at AI assisted evaluation of answer scripts, where what you write is going to be converted into from the text into the computer based form, and the AI is going to suggest how the evaluation is going to be. And many other mundane tasks will be automated. So this will free up faculty time towards more time for research or mentorship, etc. And of course, AI based analytics is going to give wonderful insights and feedback to the students as well as faculty, which is going to be greatly improving our efficiencies. And we are also looking at AI tools in creating content. You've already seen getting a PowerPoint or an image become
Yes, so
so easy
easy.
now
Yes, so
with the use of AI. So the content development is going to become much faster and more efficient using AI. And we also need to be aware that the job roles are going to change. For example, the conventional programmer role is going to go away. So our students will be taught on how to use AI tools to generate code, not just learn how to write programming. That is important, that's
yes,
not
so
going away. But then you also need to know how to generate code, how to make sure you can debug. What if AI makes an error?
error.
You
Yes,
need
so
to be there. So the role of the many of these jobs are going to change, and VIT will be there at the forefront to prepare our students for this AI world.
yes, so thank you so much, sir, for giving your valuable time for this podcast. I'm very sure that everyone listening to this would take a lot of insights from what we had a discussion about. We'll be having one more discussion with you on the same kind of interesting questions that a lot of students have to ask you. So thank you so much, sir.
It's my pleasure. Thank you very much.